So what are the four basic rules of financial institutions? Financial institutions are intermediaries between us and our money. It's one of the reasons Bitcoin has gained in popularity. The idea that people don't want an intermediary between them and their money. But what happened? People bought Bitcoin on an exchange like FTX or BlockFi. They kept it on the exchange, and then BlockFi went under, FTX went under, and guess what happens? Your Bitcoin went up in smoke. Where does that go? Who owns it? Well, the institution did, and then they have to, lend out their creditors because you put it on there, and there's all these things. A lot of people being screwed by BlockFi's collapse, by FTX's collapse. And people thought, Bitcoin's new. Nope. The rules of the financial institutions will exist even in a cryptocurrency Bitcoin world. There will always be people between you and your money. Oh, Venmo's free. They are until they aren't. If you're a business and you accept Venmo, they're charging you. So there are all of these different things. They get you hooked with free Venmo, Zelle, this, that. There will always be intermediaries between you and your money. So you have to realize what these rules are. It's us versus them. Now, this is not like us versus them, like screw with the banks, down with Wall Street. No, what was that thing? Occupy Wall Street. That's not what this is about. What I'm trying to alert you, there are rules of the game of financial football. You got to know what they are so you can win the game of wealth. And if you are naive, I met a guy this week, it's a little naive, lost $120-something thousand due to a scam. You got to be very cognizant of those rules. And you might say, well, how are you any different? Well, I never hold your money. I never have constructive receipt of your funds. We use independent outside third-party custodians like Fidelity or Schwab to hold your money. But even the lowest cost provider of services still is an intermediary and wants to do four things. They must convince us to do the following four things to them. Number one, they want us to contribute money to them. Right? That's simple. That's your 401k, right? Put money in monthly. That's your life insurance policy. Put money in monthly. Doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it wrong, but you just got to know the rules. They want regular contributions. They want us to contribute money on an ongoing basis. And the government even helps them. Auto escalate. Do you know 401ks now are forcing you to take your money? So Jim, we're going to start a 401k at our work. And I'm going to force all employees to put 5% of their paycheck into their 401k. You might say, do I have the right to do that? Yes, I do. Now that I believe Congress passed that law where I can force people. What happened to free choice? Freedom of choice doesn't exist. And what's happening is the government is now colluding with financial institutions, not in the interest of to screw you. The idea is, okay, people aren't saving enough for retirement. So policymakers, lawmakers are saying you have to make 401k enrollment mandatory. They can opt out. You can even do automatic opt-ins because they find that once people do it, they keep doing it. There may be good reasons for these. It's not a show about that. It's a show about what are the rules of these institutions. They want your money and they want it on an ongoing basis. This is not just a financial, it's anything. It's Netflix, it's Hulu. They want us to contribute money to them on an ongoing basis and hold on to our money for as long as possible. Now, these rules could virtually apply to anything. So I'm going to do that little exercise later. So the rules are they want your money. They want your money on an ongoing basis. They want us to contribute money on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. It's like the mob. You can put your money in, but you can't get it out. You can go in, but a Roach Motel, it's easy to get in, but hard to get out. They want us to contribute money to them on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. and then distribute the money back to us in a limited manner. So these are the 4 rules, and they will make you less naive. So let's just insert the blank. The 401k wants us to contribute money to it, to that company. The 401k wants us to contribute money to it on an ongoing basis via payroll deduction. The 401k wants us to contribute money to them on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. You put it in when you're 20, you can't take it out till you're 59 and a half, or else there's taxes and penalties. And then distribute it at 73 in a limited manner. That's a 401k. That is also a life insurance policy. You have all these people on TikTok claiming that life insurance is the solution. You see these people, Josh?
Yep.
Like, oh, do you know that? Okay, duh. A life insurance company is what? A financial institution. A mutual fund company, ETF company is a financial institution. They operate under the same rules. So there are these people that are touting various initials, IUL, VUL, MPI, whatever it might be. And they are very popular on TikTok or Instagram. I met the one guy for MPI, Curtis Ray. He seemed like a nice guy. He's huge followings. Good for them. But the point is, he's pushing IUL in a new construction called MPI. It's the same basic thing. They want your money. So when you set up one of these life insurance policies, you have to put money in for like a minimum of 5 years. If you don't, you lose some of the money you put in. So rule number 1, they want your money. Then they want it on an ongoing basis, annually, monthly, etc. They want us to contribute money. The life insurance company wants us to contribute money to them on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. That is true. They want your money forever. They want us to contribute money to them on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. And then when you want their money, they want to distribute the money back to us in a limited manner. When you take money out of a life insurance policy, you have to take it out via a loan where there's an interest charge, or a withdrawal where there's not an interest charge, but then it may be taxable if it's in excess of basis. So basically, you could use these rules to apply to a 401k, a life insurance policy. Anything else you want me to review based on these rules, Josh?
Yeah, the online accounts.
Like that's some new thing. Dude, you're an idiot. That's been around for 20 years. ING Direct was one of the first ones. It's basically a bank that is an online bank. They don't have the money for brick and mortar. But you know which bank had a lot of those problems? Silicon Valley Bank. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful of which bank you trust. Now there's FDIC insurance and all that.
Do you always get paid out on that though? Like if a bank collapses, I mean, are you
not everybody
to get that money?
You're supposed to, but that was the whole thing. They weren't, the FDIC wasn't guaranteeing the money, and then they were guaranteeing the money. I mean, generally you're fine up to $250,000, but that was the problem. Wealthy people were having the money in these banks over in excess of the FDIC limit, and they were losing their money. So they kept pulling their money out of the banks, causing a run. Janet Yellen stepped in on that, and it seems to have worked. It staved off the fear. But there was big fear, big fear. And you should be fine, but the whole thing is, it's a scary place. But if you look at these rules, just put in high yield savings account wants us to contribute money. They want us to contribute money on an ongoing basis. They want us to contribute money on an ongoing basis and hold on to it for as long as possible. A lot of these high yield savings accounts, if you have less than a certain amount, they revert back to 0%. Or it's a money market, so they could change the rate at any time. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to get all the money in, all the money in, all the money in. And then rates go to 0, they're going to give you 0. But they have your money. And you, by default, just keep it there. So the rules of the financial institutions, probably the biggest set of wealth building challenges. And as we think about these challenges, think about the financial strategies and products promoted by institutions. Again, it doesn't make it wrong. Nothing wrong with an HYSA. Nothing wrong with cash value insurance. Nothing wrong with a 401k. It's just acknowledging that we are being marketed to 24/7. Compound interest, dollar cost averaging, term or group life insurance, payroll deducted qualified plans, Roth IRAs, 529s, low deductibles on insurance. That's a strategy promoted by the car insurance company so that they're on the hook for less and you're on the hook for more. Non-deductible loans, credit cards, mortgages of less than 30 years, prepaying mortgages could be a problem. So these strategies that I just mentioned are promoted by institutions, their agents, brokers, or representatives as potential strategies for their customers. Only through careful, strategic evaluation will these strategies be proven effective or ineffective. Then we're going to go to the 5 ways to make money decisions. There are 5 types of people in this world, but there are really 3 types of people. I always like this joke. Those who make things happen, you're the doer. Those who watch things happen, you're the spectator. And the guy who said, hey, what the heck happened? Don't be that guy. 5 ways to make money decisions. You get people, and this is about finances. I got disabled. Well, did you have disability insurance? No. Well, you were the guy who said, hey, what happened? You weren't the doer. There are things outside of your control. I get that. But there are things that you can do that will help you when things outside of your control impact your life. And there are 5 ways to make money decisions. You can be the no planner, the guy who said, hey, what happened? The lady who said, hey, what happened? And the results of no planning can be catastrophic. People who do no planning tend to live day by day and may lose control over their financial lives. They become vulnerable to events and circumstances that surround them, like a disability or Medicaid taking everything if they go to a nursing home. In a complex society such as ours, people who do no planning have less chance for financial security and the peace of mind it brings. But you might say, Josh, I'm not that bad. I'm an occasional planner. Occasional planning is how many people make their money decisions. This type of planning usually keeps people one step behind where they should be and could be. Maybe you're listening and you say, I'm not really where I should be. I'm trying my best, but I always feel I'm like listening to yesterday's news, one step behind. Occasional planners are part of the do-it-yourself DIY mentality and do not understand the importance of having professional assistance given on a timely basis. Therefore, they do not reach their MFP or their maximum financial potential. Then there is the more astute person who says, Josh, I'm not a no planner. I'm not an occasional planner. You know what? I'm a needs-based planner. Much of financial planning here today is based on a financial needs analysis theory, which I don't even agree with. I think it's dumb. I'm not trying to offend you if you do needs-based planning. It's what most respectable people do. It focuses on a specific need, saving for a house, saving for college, saving for retirement, paying estate tax. You might think, I thought that's what you do, Josh. You're a financial advisor. Yes, but I want to go beyond needs-based planning. This kind of decision usually takes place only when the need is present or obvious. It leads to reactive decisions, not proactive ones. Then, person who's a little bit cut above the rest. They were the A student in financial planning school, even though, they read the Kiplinger, they read the this, they read the that. Financial planning is the next level. You maybe have a CFP helping you. Financial planning focuses on meeting predetermined needs and goals. The methodology used in financial planning often involves number crunching and monitoring of mathematical variables, such as interest rates, investment rates of return, inflation rates, income tax rates, and future income needs. Financial planning focuses on how much additional money is required to obtain a predetermined need or goal. But then there's what we do, which is financial quarterback. We want to give you a lifetime economic acceleration process that focuses on the efficient and effective use of your money. So the goal is not a predetermined need or goal. It's making your money more efficient, making your money more effective. Big difference. It's efficiency theory. It's not predetermined needs and goals theory, because those needs and goals may never happen. You may be so focused on retirement that you forget college. Maybe so focused on college, you forget retirement. It seeks to protect that wealth. Our process seeks to protect wealth from the wealth eroding factors of taxes, inflation, market fluctuation, claims from creditors, and build wealth beyond predetermined needs and goals. You don't live your life based on need. So in another way, it's a wants-based financial plan. It's not needs-based. Nobody lives their life based on pure need. In most cases, this will be achieved without any additional out-of-pocket outlay. So if you have enough money and you're saving, it's about making that money more efficient. And a formula here could be maximum potential. So everybody has their own MFP. Write that down. MFP, maximum financial potential, is the maximum benefits with the maximum money supply. So you want the most benefits and the most options for money supply. Costco, according to MarketWatch, has introduced 24-karat gold bars into its inventory, sparking a fresh wave of discussions among experts and consumers alike. With a price tag of about $1,930 an ounce, reports of them are selling out. The retail giant has not only opened an avenue for acquiring precious metals, but also reignited the age-old debate. Is now the golden time to invest in gold, be it through gold bars or other physical alternative means? So, Josh, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's a pretty good deal. Currently, gold is 1826 around. At the time that they were selling the gold bars, it's now worth 1998.
So it would have been a good investment if you bought it then, because you would have paid back the commission you paid to Costco. Actually, by the way, gold has just been on a tear the last, month or so. Been a nice tear.
Is it people's fears? Like, what's the reason?
Yeah. Government debt, inflationary fears. Man, we should have bought a bunch at 1825. Actually,
walked out with a couple gold bars and a hot dog.
If you want to have 5% of your portfolio in gold as kind of end of the world insurance, but really it's one of those things that give people comfort, but you can't eat gold. So if there was a real crisis, food would be a greater commodity than gold. But if it makes you feel good, do it. I have no problem if somebody wants to have 5% of their portfolio in gold, but you got to realize gold for the last how many years has really done nothing. The 5-year numbers on gold are awesome because it was $1,200 and now it's 1981. The 1-year numbers on gold are nice because it was as low as 16. Now it's 1981. But there have been periods like from May of 2011 to September of 2020, gold did nothing. And in fact, it went down considerably if you bought it in 2011 and you sold it in 2014. Since 1973, and we've depegged ourselves from the gold standard, gold has risen as a measure against inflation. But, if somebody wants to have 5 or 10% of their portfolio in it, I have no problem with that.
Can you do something with gold? Is that a dumb question? Like, do you just bury it in the backyard? Like, do you melt it down into jewelry?
The appeal to gold is the same appeal as Bitcoin. People feel that our government keeps printing money. So our dollars are continually worth less every year, while the price of gold has remained fixed for 2 millennia. An ounce of gold would buy the finest Roman tunic and the Versace suit, all held its value relative to gold. Whereas $1 30 years ago isn't worth the same as $1 today. So as we conclude this segment, we ask, is now the time to invest in gold? Well, I'm not giving you any investment advice, but gold may be a good hedge against inflation, but it's really a part of an asset allocation discussion. Too many people try to find the next hot investment tip when they really don't understand that the purpose of building a portfolio is to have it built to last. So if you want to have 5 to 10% of your money in gold, hey, that's fine. But just don't speculate on prices for the time being, or you might end up like an 1849er.